Hey folks, another sunny and hot day across the valley today. And again, we've seen some showers way to the north of us, kind of streaming southward, but not like the last couple of days. You remember the last couple of days we had stuff right here, come right into the valley and then die. There's nothing even close tonight. So if there's a brief isolated shower tonight, that would be it. Very, very isolated. This, of course, is what we're all talking about. It is tropical depression number 14. You look at that and you go, well, what part of that's the depression? It does not look very organized at all. But it's in a place where the water's warm, there's no shear. Everything about this area suggests that it should intensify. It hasn't done much yet. It's still a tropical depression, and that's fine. No issue with that. Off to the southeast of Cozumel right now. Winds are still 35 miles per hour. Some warnings in effect, tropical storm warnings for the northeast tip of the Yucatan Peninsula. Expected to reach tropical storm force relatively soon. Thought it would happen quicker. It hasn't happened yet. Continue to move to the northwest, and by the time you get to tomorrow afternoon, winds probably up to about 50 miles per hour. We talked at the top of the newscast about how this position is important because if it's down here, as earlier forecasts called for, that's a lot of land to go across. They tend to weaken pretty dramatically, but now the forecast takes it at least 2/3 of the storm stays over water the whole time, just a little bit of it clipping the northeast tip of the Yucatan Peninsula, so it wouldn't weaken as much. Then it gets back out in the open waters of the Gulf of Mexico on Sunday and begins to intensify, but it's a slow process. Water's warm, but by the time it gets into the northwestern Gulf, there's a whole bunch of shear, strong southwesterly winds in the upper atmosphere that will take it from what could be a Category 1 hurricane back down to a tropical storm before reaching landfall sometime late Tuesday probably. Now keep in mind this window or this cone of uncertainty is not, this is where the effects are. The effects are usually a much greater area than that. And if it's on the southern edge of this window, much like, remember Hannah was on the southern edge of the window, you end up with a lot more activity. It goes to the northern edge, we just end up hot and humid. We'll see how that's going to pan out because the models are all over the place on this. By Wednesday afternoon, it's inland over Texas someplace. Let's look at the probability of tropical storm force winds, 39 miles per hour or more. If you look at us over here, nothing through the weekend. By the time you get to Monday night, Tuesday, and midnight, Monday night at midnight, you've got a 10% probability of tropical storm force winds right on the coast here. Much better chance up the coast, but that's changing. In the meantime, by the time you get to Tuesday, about a 10% probability of the eastern part of the valley, even back to I-69C, seeing tropical storm force winds. 10%. Usually it's 0, so that's a whole lot bigger than what it usually is. Got to watch it. This is Laura, a tropical storm upgraded and moving off to the west. Again, not all that impressive right now. 40 miles east of Antigua, and it's got 45 mile per hour winds. All these islands under tropical storm warnings right now. And notice it stays as a tropical storm all the way through here now because forecast takes it right over land, but also takes it into the Gulf of Mexico by Wednesday afternoon as a hurricane, Category 1 hurricane. So we may have 2 hurricanes in the Gulf of Mexico at the same time next week, which is, as far as we know, never happened in recorded history, going back to at least 1900. Want to see the models? They actually cross. Never seen that before either. Something pretty unusual that you're seeing. It's 2020. Why not, right? Take a look. This is what's happening in the valley tomorrow. I think we see mostly sunny skies. It's hot, it's humid. Should be a rain-free day across the area. Sunday, we could see a couple of showers work their way in, but I think it's still a mainly dry day. Our best chance for rain shows up Monday into Tuesday. As tropical moisture gets close, depending on how close that system is, that'll determine our rain chances for early next week. So for tonight, I think it's mainly clear and warm. 76 for a low, southeast winds. Tomorrow, back up to 98. Plenty of sunshine. It's hot tomorrow. Could there be a brief isolated sprinkle? Sure, but it's probably 2 or 3% of the area. As you look at the next few days, we take the chance of rain up for Monday and Tuesday and then taper it back off, but it's all going to depend on movement of that storm. The less organized it is, the more likely we are to get some rain out of it. If it organizes more, it's more likely to go off to the east of us and leave us with less rain, maybe even hot than dry. A lot of variables in that forecast for the next 7 days. That's your updated First Warn 5 AccuWeather forecast.